believe God is definitely not done with this country, although there's a lot of appearances of things that look otherwise. And I will keep making this clarion call as I have. I'm getting people who are remarking about this on social media, and whether you like it or not, I don't care. If you live in this country, be proud of the flag that waves. Be proud of something. You may not be proud of government or the people representing the government, but you and I are still American citizens and still something to be proud of. While there are a lot of people putting down this country who'd like to tell you how bad it is to be an American and how terrible it is, well, then go take your derriere to a third world country or to some other place where you don't have the freedoms that we have here, and then come back maybe in a year or two and talk to me about it. But until then, my mantra is salute the flag and try and realize that things may not be as great as they used to be, could be, but change comes from one thing. Think back in our history. How did we make great change when the taxes got out of hand? Think Boston Tea Party. That's such a novel concept, isn't it? The people revolt. They don't get violent. They don't go crazy. They just say, we've had enough. It's time for Americans to say we've had enough. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. If you are identifying with either side, there's no person to the sound of my voice that can say, wow, I'm really enjoying spending almost $7 at the gas pump, okay? I don't care what aisle you're on. I don't care what your beliefs are. There are certain things that have gone so far out of control. So as Americans, first let me say as Christians, we do not get caught up in the fear of the world. We know in whom we believe, in whom we place our trust. And as Americans, as Christian Americans, we stand with the understanding of what this country was founded on. And if we understand those principles, no matter who's parsing the law, we as American citizens have these wonderful, and until they are taken away, inalienable rights. So we should fight for them. That doesn't mean, as I said, violence. That just means take a stand, don't be quiet, and let people know that you are not ashamed. You may be ashamed of the way things are being run or the politics, but I'm certainly not ashamed of being or calling myself an American. Neither should you. I try very hard to not, trust me, it takes every fiber of my being to not go there. But I'm just going to say this one thing. Please don't put cameras. How many people here came to this country, were not born here? Show me hands. That's a lot of you. And most of us who ended up going through the system went through it. It's a long, arduous process, okay? I know I went through it. And all I can tell you is this. It sickens my soul to think that our borders are wide open for anyone to come across, while I and many of you who raised your hand and countless thousands, if not, who knows what the number is, who went through the system, who went through well, I'll call it is a hardship to go through immigration. It's no cakewalk, all right? This is just like debt forgiveness for student loans. What about the kids who took out loans who've been paying them off, just finished paying them off, and then you get kids that say, well, I don't have to pay it back. There is great injustice going on, so that's why I said don't be silent. Take a stand. Do what you need to do. I'm not going to tell you what you need to do, but do what you need to do to protect your rights as Americans. That cannot be said enough.
This house, magnify the Lord, lift up holy hands, our hearts in one accord, worship and bow down before Him.